What's going on, guys? It is a beautiful 45-degree-ish Thursday afternoon. Last night we got our 2017 STI EJ20X project started up. We had some battles. If you didn't see the video, spoiler alert, I had the cold air intake flipped around, which in turn made the MAF sensor not read air correctly because air was passing across it the wrong direction. Kind of a dumb little mistake, but hey, that's part of putting cars together. On the agenda today, we're gonna fire this thing back up. We're gonna get the cooling system bled. I do not see any leaks. It sat overnight on the lift and I don't see any leaks, so that is a good thing. But we're gonna get fired up, bleed the cooling system, make sure it doesn't overheat, make sure the fans kick on, make sure the lower radiator hose gets warm, make sure that the thermostat opens. Then we're gonna make sure the wheels are torqued down. We might take it for a little drive, but I do have to fix my girlfriend's Crosstrek. It has some coolant leaks again. I don't know why, but hopefully these are the last ones. Let's get this thing fired up, start the bleeding process. While it's warming up, I'm gonna go around, make sure all the wheels are torqued down, and we will go from there. Once again, I apologize for the audio. The mic causes the car to be totally muted, and it just hears me, which sounds really weird when I'm not talking. So I'm gonna leave the mic off, fire this thing up, go around, torque the wheels. I'll see you after. Okay, I'm excited. I'm hoping this first drive goes okay. Coolant temps are 167, so we're gonna have to drive it a little bit to warm it up. Clutch is really grabby, kind of what I thought. Brakes work, and so far, let's see, third drive so far in the past month probably. Nah, a little more than that we've had a successful drive within 30 feet. I have the mic right here because I try to make it sound better when I'm in the car, because this mic kind of mutes everything. So far, feels pretty good. Really high fuel correction, but we're just trying to get the fuel temps up. We're trying to get the coolant temps up so that we can make sure all the air's out of the system, and then we can actually probably send some logs over to my tuner and start getting some maps sent back and forth. Ooh, we got a little backfire. Okay, I don't know why, but I don't mind. Everything feels pretty solid. Dude, I like this thing. I like these little backfires. This is cracking me up. I've never had like a crackle tune or anything before. That's just not really my style. Coolant temps have only got up to 180, so the thermostat is maybe open. I'm going to head back home and hopefully it warms up and the thermostat opens. But so far so good. I can definitely tell on low end, and I knew this was going to be the case. Low end is definitely not there like it is with a 2.5. The 2-liter definitely will have less low end, less torque, which is kind of on the lower end of the RPM range, but that's okay. Let's get back home. Let's see if the thermostat opened, and then I will go over. Oh, I lost you. Hopefully that's okay. Oh, why are you guys tipping over all of a sudden? So far, everything feels great. We've hit 5 PSI of boost. What was I saying? I can't remember what I was saying. Oh, I feel like you guys are a little low. Maybe not. Once I get the thermostat to open, make sure all that's good and we don't have any leaks, then I'm gonna go over what the tuner wants me to log. Probably an idle and then just a cruise, and then I'll get a log sent over to him and we'll start tuning back and forth. I like these little pops on the downshift. This is nice. I hope you guys can hear that. I rolled the back windows down. Let's see if we can hear it. Yeah, dude. I love this. This is funny. Oh, this is funny. All right, I'm gonna park up here. We're still only at 176 degrees coolant temp, and I'll park it here and we'll see if the lower radiator hose is warm. If it is, that means the thermostat has opened. Oh, we got a little bit of smoke. It could just be some stuff burning off, but we want to make sure. Let me go check. Most likely it's just stuff burning off. It's a new turbo. Anything that had oil on it is now burning off, so I'll try and peek my head down there and see if I can find anything. Let's see if this lower radiator hose, it's starting to get warm, so I think the thermostat's open. Let me look a little bit more in to see if this is a leak. Radiator fans kicked on. Lower radiator hose is warm, so that means thermostat is open. Coolant temps are staying good. The smoke is dying down, so I think it was just things burning off. So far, so good. She looks like a real clapshack. That's kind of the goal with this one, though, so that's totally fine. I am going to get the plate thrown on this thing, and then I am doing currently a 5-minute warm idle for the tuner. Then I will be doing a 15-minute just a cruise, so I'm probably going to skip past a lot of that. Hopefully it goes good, though. I will see you guys when I get back, because I have to work on the girlfriend's Crosstrek. Totally fine. I'll do that in the video too. Just kind of skip through some of that stuff. But if you guys are watching, I greatly appreciate it. You could like and subscribe. Helps me out a ton. I'm trying to grow this channel so that we can grow together, make mistakes together, and learn together, because that is all about modifying cars, and I want you guys along for the ride. Oil pressure is solid while driving. So far, so good. Definitely an ugly engine bay. I think I might have some sort of oil leak back here somewhere. I'm not 100% sure. It didn't smoke as much as it did at the start, but it was still smoking a little bit at the end. And I think I might be able to see something down on the header. So I will have to see what that is. But 15-minute drive was successful. So I'm going to get those logs sent over to the tuner so he can get me a new mat back and hopefully make some improvements. It was pretty solid though. For right now, I'm done with this because, as I said earlier, I need to fix my girlfriend's Crosstrek. She's got some coolant leaks, and I got the part yesterday from Subaru, so let's knock that out. Hopefully that doesn't take too long. Probably will just time lapse or skip past most of it. I will see you after the break. So a few videos ago, I replaced the coolant crossover O-rings on this thing, as well as a water pump, because we were having some leaks, and I fixed them, drove it for a little bit, and it was all good. And then she started driving it and it started leaking again. I'm not saying that's her fault. Just kidding, it's not her fault. But I think this thing's just got some pretty crusty gaskets that are slowly just starting to leak. One leak we can see right here. It's this clamp right here. So I am just going to put a hose clamp on there. Maybe this pinch clamp is just a little bit worn out. And then the other leak is back here. You probably can't see it, but apparently these things have two thermostats. I replaced one of them, and this is the other one. It's this little mini thing, and it goes in the back of the coolant crossover pipe back here, and that gasket is leaking, so I am going to replace those. I'm just going to time lapse this. I hope I don't have to take the intake manifold off. I don't think I do. I hope it's just a quick, easy little fix, but we'll see. I'll time lapse it, and I'll see you after that. The radiator hose leak was a pretty simple fix. I just put a hose clamp on it, then I moved on to the thermostat. So supposedly the second thermostat is behind that little flange right there, and I replaced the clamp on that hose because it was leaking. I guess I should have done the thermostat. Right, Jade? Hopefully placing that solves our problem, and I'm going to check for any other leaks, but we should be good. This was also straightforward to fix, but then I caused another leak. This is the second time I've done this. This is the little radiator plug for the bottom of the radiator, and I've broken it twice. Last time I got a new one from Subaru and stole this one from one of my personal cars and put it in here, and then the second time taking it out and putting it back in, I broke it again. So I don't know if they're brittle or if I'm just dumb, maybe a little bit of both, but I don't think I have another one. I might have to pull one out of a car that I currently have that is running, which means I'll have to drain the coolant, but I want her to drive her car tonight and not my truck again. So we got one if we need one. It's just a pain in a car that we have to drain the coolant out of.
Probably wasn't up to your standards, but
because I'm a dum-dum and broke the drain plug for the radiator on the Crosstrek, I'm gonna pull the one off this one and drain the coolant because no other shop has one in stock. So she has to drive her Crosstrek tonight. She's probably wearing out the brake pads on the truck. So I'm gonna pull the plug out, and I guess we're just bleeding the cooling system on this one again. Once we get her Crosstrek off the lift, I'm getting this back over to this side, and we're gonna check to see if we have that potential oil leak. I'm not really sure. Something back here, unfortunately, the area of doom, because there's so much stuff back there. But this thing is pretty much ready to go. I didn't see any leaks other than out of the drain plug that I broke. There's no way that the radiator holds a vacuum on that thing. There's no coolant draining out right now. I didn't think of that. It might not leak that much like mine.
witness. Go!
Because it just had a little bit of pressure. There, that was it. Alright, this worked out way better than I expected. That is not usually how things go. Usually they work out way worse than you expect. Alright. I got the plug installed. It actually worked out better than I expected. I don't know why I didn't think that the radiator cap would kind of hold a vacuum on the whole system. So I pulled the plug and not very much coolant came out. And then I was able to just install the plug and we're good to go. And I actually put the broken off plug, threaded it slightly into here so we don't lose much coolant on this also. And then I'll just wait to drive it until I get a new plug. So now we're going to start this up and hopefully not have any more problems. Right, Jade? We got her Crosstrek all done. It is good to go. So I'm going to move this 17 STI to the lift side, and then we're going to go inside and just hang out. Hopefully this thing doesn't spit a bunch of coolant out with that broken off drain plug. Hopefully the leak is nothing too serious on this one. I think it's an oil leak, but we will discover tomorrow morning. So I will see you guys then. Good morning, guys. Let's see if we can find what the leak is on this thing. Unfortunately, we can't drive it until we get that radiator drain plug that I broke last night, but I hope this oil leak is not anything major. I cannot express how much I love fall weather. It's like 45 degrees, which may seem really cold to a lot of you. It's pretty cold, but so let's get this thing up on the lift, take a peek at the leak, I guess. I've got to go grab the key. There's only a few things that can leak on that backside, and unfortunately, none of them are very fun. There's like the oil drain, the oil feed, like possibly a valve cover gasket. I don't think, guess it could be that. That would not be ideal either. I'm not 100% sure. We got to figure out what we're doing for a lift kit on this thing, and then we need to figure out after that what we're doing for tires. I think I'm gonna run these wheels. I kind of like the look of them on here, and then we're gonna try and find like a all-terrain tire. It's gonna be a really small all-terrain, but all right, moment of truth. I really hope it's not something that bad. It's even hard to see from under here. I think it might be the oil feed line. Yeah, I definitely think it's the oil feed line, but let's lower it down, see if we can find anything loose. I'm kind of hoping it's just something loose. We will go from there. Once again, this is part of modifying cars. How's it going, kitty? Fortunately, I think I can remove one of these up pipe brackets pretty easily, and that gives me a lot more access to the oil drain, to the oil feed, and I'm 99% sure that's where the oil's coming from. It definitely is starting right around there, and that's kind of the only thing in the area. Now, just to see if there's something loose, or I'm not really sure what else it would be. Maybe the fittings aren't sealing properly. I'm not really sure. I'm pretty sure they're tight, but we will find out here in a few seconds. Up pipe bracket. Now we should have much more access. We should have much more access to this oil drain. Oil, why do I keep saying oil drain? Oil feed. I'm really hoping one of them is just a little bit loose. The banjo bolt is not loose. Now let's try and check these fittings. Okay, this one's a little loose. Man, I hope that's it. Oh, this one's loose too. Okay, I think that's our leak. One positive thing to this leak is we know that our turbo oil feed is getting oil. That's one positive way to look at it. Okay, I think everything's tight now. That's a perfect example of I was almost 99% sure that I tightened all those down. And I guess I potentially could have, and they came loose, but I don't see a very good chance of that happening. And if it did, that's not really good for the future because they might come loose again. All in all, pretty easy compared to what potentially could need to be done. So let's get this up pipe bracket back on here. And unfortunately, we can't drive it till we get that radiator plug, which another 3 hours, I think they're going to have it, they said. So a little bit of a wait. I probably can pull this out of here, though, so I can clean up and start working on my 2019, getting the rotors put on that. So, yeah, I don't know if there's anything else we want to do right now. I don't really want to change the oil quite yet. I'd like to make sure that we don't have any other leaks first. Make sure we get this leak fixed, and then we can get some nicer oil on the way to actually run in this thing. Like I said, definitely blessed with the ease of that fix, if that was the actual problem, which I believe it was, but could have been a lot worse. All buttoned up, got the battery tied on this thing. We'll throw the drain plug in later today. We should be able to do that just on the other side without the lift. I might end up throwing it back on anyways, though, to put the OEM under tray on. I just want to make sure we don't have any other leaks before I do that. And then right in that box over there, we've got the rotors and pads for the 2019 STI, and then that thing is going to be ready to list after those and a detail and a wash. So let's get this thing off, get the 19 on here, and hopefully knock out the brakes pretty quick. Let's get this guy up on the lift. I'm going to throw it on time lapse. I might show you the rotors once I get them off because they're pretty rough, but my phone is dying, so I need to charge that for time lapse. Then we should be good to record afterwards. Once again, if you are potentially interested in this car, it will be for sale. It is completely stock. It's got a fresh motor. I think it's got 4,500 miles-ish on the motor. It's my daily driver currently. But yeah, let's get into changing the brakes. Before I pull them off, I'll do a little bit of opening of the new rotors. They're nothing special, but who doesn't like new stuff? We definitely want to make sure we have the right stuff before we go tear everything apart. That looks correct. Those look bigger than typical Brembo pads because these are the 6-piston Brembo brakes. Nice and shiny. They definitely look to be the correct size. I double checked everything when I ordered it. Only 2 years older, they had the smaller Brembos, and I imagine it could be pretty easy to mess up, but we should be good. Let's get these brakes pulled. The driver's side brake setup ended up going really fast. All right, the other side was very successful, very straightforward, simple. Hopefully this side is the same. These rotors and pads are toast. I'm guessing that the previous owner just pad slapped it because you look at these rotors, you can see all the grooves, and the pads are the same way. They've got a bunch of grooves, so I'm guessing the rotors have been on there for a long time, and the guy just pad slapped them, and it grooved out the pads, and didn't really help. They squeaked. They didn't shake or anything, and there's still a lot of life left, but it didn't look good, so I decided to change them out. This side, I'm going to do some jump clips, just so it's not just a time lapse, and I'll talk to you in between them. These things are super dirty. I cleaned up the other one. It just still amazes me how big these things are every time. They're huge. The 6-piston calipers are big on these things. They're actually probably smaller than most 6-piston calipers, but hey, I'm used to the 4-piston STI calipers, and these are a lot bigger than those. These things are super light too. Ugh. I'm gonna get this wheel bolted down. Then I'm going to take underside videos of the car for any buyer that's interested in the car. And then we'll set this thing down, get the wheels torqued, and then we'll take it for a little spin. I am going to take all the Grimspeed caps. This one, I think it's only 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to take those off, swap them with my 17 STI over here so that we have the OEM caps on here and the better looking caps on my 17. Let's do that real quick, and then hopefully we can start this guy up. Take it for a spin. We've got 2 VA STIs, both running. Let's keep in mind one of them is a little clapped out, I guess, but still, I can't put into words how thankful I am to be able to do this. The more you guys watch these videos, hopefully the closer I get to being able to make some money off of YouTube and eventually do some cool builds for you guys that are more than just little setups like this. But yeah, pretty cool. We've got 2 running VA STIs. We've got 2 07 STIs here, neither running, which is pretty typical for Subarus. Someone local, I believe, might be purchasing this one as is, and I'm going to try and relist this one also. I would rather not part it out. Yeah, we got these 2 Outbacks over here, which this black one's next on the list. Yeah, I'm super thankful for where I'm at. I try not to take it for granted. Sometimes when I daily drive these cars, I kind of forget that some people don't have the opportunity for that. That's all. I don't really have any more words for you. On the agenda for the rest of the day, clean the barn 100%. The barn's really dirty. And then I should be able to go get the radiator drain plug for this 17 STI that I broke last night. So I should be able to go get that plug, and then we can hopefully drive that again, make sure we fixed our oil leak. That's all I got to say. Let's start cleaning. Not going to show that because that's boring. We got our little drain plug from O'Reilly's. So let's hope we don't lose too much coolant. We're good to go. I'm going to check the oil, top off the coolant, and we'll fire this thing up, take it for a little spin. And then if everything is good, we're going to put the OEM under tray back on. Perfect. Not much coolant lost at all. Let's really hope our oil leak is fixed. We'll discover it on the drive. I think our leak is fixed. I'm going to put this up on the lift, try and see if I can get this OEM under tray to work with the IAG oil pan. I do not know if it will work, but we're going to find out. Then I'm probably going to, I think I have time to take off the wheels, and I'm going to check to make sure that the wheel spacers on here are torqued down because I didn't install them, and we don't want a wheel flying off. And then me and my girlfriend, she's going to be here in a little bit probably. You might see her in a little bit. We're going to go to a little discount store locally, try and find some protein bars and stuff that I can eat because I am diabetic, so I have very specific things I have to eat. So let's get it up on the lift. Nothing exciting. I'll let you know if it fits with the IAG oil pan. and I'll probably just throw it on time lapse actually. So I will see you on time lapse. I will see you after time lapse. I pulled all the wheels off, torqued down the wheel spacers, torqued down the wheels again, and we're good to go. The IAG oil pan was kind of rubbing up against the OEM under tray, but it wasn't too bad, so I got that up and it mounted up all good. So I'm happy about that. I believe our oil leak is fixed. We got the 2019 ready to go up for sale after we clean it. So I say successful day. If you guys are still watching, I appreciate it. But that will be it for today's video. If you could subscribe, like the video, it'd help me out a ton. I hope you guys are getting your projects done. Hope you're doing well in life, and I'll see you in the next video.